Right priority. So we need to have the right priorities in seeking the Lord. The fifth thing, real quickly, on how to overcome the spirit of fear is we need to realize that we're not alone. We're not alone. You may be at home right now in your living room, or you may be wherever you're at watching this video. Even right now in this sanctuary, I'm not alone, and neither are you. If you're a child of God, you're never alone. In fact, look in Joshua 1:5. I want to show you in the life of Joshua some promises there. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. Now listen to what he says. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. God does not fail, and he will not forsake his children. Man, ain't that a great and wonderful promise? Look, it's true. We know that we have the presence of the Almighty with us wherever we go. Now somebody said, well, I don't feel his presence often. Well, go back. Go back to the cross if you don't feel his presence often. Go back to the psalmist where he cries out, restore to me the joy of my salvation. Maybe you need to spend some time along with the Lord, but look, even when you don't feel his presence, he's still there. He never forsakes and never leaves. And so we need to remember that when maybe the spirit of fear has come upon us, maybe God's called us to witness to somebody, maybe he's called us to pick up the phone and check on somebody. Look, we need to remember that we're never alone, that God is right there. Look in Joshua 1:9, not only there, but 1:9. He says, be strong, be of courage, be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. Because look what he says. For the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. Wherever you go, God's going to be with you. And so that's the promise of God. Man, I don't know about you, but that's great comfort to me. In days when I'm fearful, in days when the spirit of fear comes against me, in days when Satan tries to use my fear to keep me from telling somebody about Christ. Let me tell you, it's a great comfort to know that Jesus is right there. He's right there, and he doesn't fail. Real quickly, Matthew 28:20, at the end of the Great Commission, the Lord said, I am with you always, even until the end of the world. Jesus says, I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay? And the sixth thing, real quickly, there's just six things. We need to realize that God gives the prosperity, right? God gives the prosperity. I love the fact that the Lord builds his church. Y'all know that? The Lord builds his church. We don't build the church, the Lord does. And the Lord has brought us all together for a reason, and maybe it's for a time such as now. And so he builds his church. When we're obedient and submit to him, he gives the prosperity. And so we're talking about divine prosperity. Look in 1:8 real quickly again. And he tells us that. He tells Joshua that as well. In 1:8 he says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. Why? That thou mayest observe, that's obedience, right, to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. See, God says, look, if you'll be obedient to me, I'll provide, right? And he always provides each and every day, no matter what. And so we know that to be true as well. And I was thinking about the church today, man. I love Malachi 4:2, and I think I'll preach a sermon from that here. But I love what it says. Listen to Malachi 4:2, church. It says, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. Listen, God's going to provide. He provides each and every day. And he's going to provide. And I think about it this way. Look, we're not responsible. I know how it is when you tell somebody about Jesus and they're just not getting it, and you want to take your copy of God's holy word, just beat them in the head and say you need Jesus, right? We can't do that. We need to do it lovingly and gently. Okay? And I'm telling them about Jesus, but we're not responsible. See, they got to make their own decision. They have to make their own choice. We're not responsible. We can't save anybody, but we can tell everybody about Jesus. And so that's what we're responsible for, is to tell them about Jesus. But they have to make their own choice. And God will give the harvest. We're supposed to plant the seeds and water it and work the fields, and God will give the harvest in his time. You see, we're responsible for that, church, even today. And we're not to let the spirit of fear to hinder us. Isaiah 41:10 says, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Take it back to 2 Timothy 1:7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. You see, child of God, the way we overcome the spirit of fear is we need to first have the right perspective. We need to have the right perspective. We need to realize that we have a purpose given to us by the Lord also. You know, maybe you need some persuasion. Well, let me tell you, you can find promises of God all throughout His Word, and man, you can take them to the bank. Okay, every word of God is true. And then we need to realize that we need a priority. We need to put the Lord first in our lives, in everything we do, and everywhere we go. Jesus Christ needs to be first in our lives, in our homes, in our own life, in our family, in our church, in our work, wherever we go. Jesus Christ is still Lord. And so we need to realize that and have Him number one in our lives. Not only that, as you go out, I want you to remember that you shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't have the spirit of fear when it comes to sharing your faith, because not only that, Jesus Christ is with you wherever you go. He is with you. He doesn't forsake, doesn't leave, and God does not fail. God does not fail, y'all. And so He's with you wherever you go. And God will